Iceland is a volcanic island on a submarine ridge extending the length of the Atlantic Ocean. Active volcanoes are mostly found in a zone stretching across the island and divided in two belts towards the south. Off the easterly belt lie the Vestmannaeyjar, a group of small islands, of which the largest is Heimaey. On this island, there is a beautifully formed cone volcano, Helgafell. At its foot, in the shelter of high tufa cliffs, lies Vestmannaeyjar town, during the winter season, the most active fishing station in Iceland. Early on the morning of the 14th of November, 1963, a submarine eruption started about 14 nautical miles southwest of Heimaey, where the sea was formerly 70 fathoms deep. The eruption was an impressive sight from the islands, and from a closer view it was overwhelming. On the night of the 14th of November, an island was born, later to be named Surtsey. The new volcanic island first took the form of a ridge over 500 yards long, split lengthways. Within a fortnight, though, it had become almost round, about half a mile across and over 300 feet high, formed entirely of volcanic ash and lumps of lava. At that time, and for long afterwards, the crater was opened to the south and the sea flooded into it, causing the explosions characteristic of a submarine eruption. In February of 1964, snow fell on Surtsey for the first time, and it was then easier to make out the features of its landscape. The island had now reached its maximum height of nearly 600 feet. The large crater called Surtur had stopped erupting, but another to the northwest of the crater cone had now taken over. This crater, Surtur Junior, soon grew and proved itself in no respect the inferior of its senior. The eruptions followed a similar pattern, sometimes spasmodic explosions as the sea flooded the crater, sometimes a prolonged discharge of ash and vapor when a barrier formed across the breach, blocking the entry of the sea. By the middle of February, Surtur Junior had piled up a cone crater as high as its predecessor, and the island was now nearly a mile long. On the 16th of February, an expedition set out to effect a landing on Surtsey. This landing proved quite eventful. 7 men managed to get ashore in 2 rubber dinghies, but a third dinghy capsized, and its occupants were stranded on the island for a long time. Surtur was in his most aggressive mood and opened a bombardment on the landing party, shooting out long jets of ash, each with a lump of lava at its tip. Some of these were by no means small ones. On board the Surtur, there was some anxiety about the fate of the men on the island. Hello, we're not receiving you. Hello, we're not receiving you at all. In the end, by the 4th of April 1964, Surtur managed to build up such a thick barrier of ash and cinders across the breach on the south side of the crater that the sea could no longer break through. An eruption of lava now began. The lava soon spread to the south and southwest shores, forming a wall that stopped further encroachment by the sea and so ensured the island's continued existence. Columns of steam poured up where the glowing hot lava ran into the sea, while in the crater, a lava lake more than 100 yards in diameter simmered and bubbled. Once the lava flow began, Surtur became a far easier customer to handle, and landings on Surtsey were frequent. The first of these was on the 16th of April, when a Coast Guard vessel carried scientists to the island. This time, the landing was made on the north coast, where the breakers had eroded a broad shelf in the cinder slope. This time the beach was covered with a kind of shrimp. Near the northern shore of Surtsey, there is a lake, formed in February of 1964 at the bottom of an explosion crater that was not long active. Lava spreads eastwards along the south shore of the island at the base of the cliff, which is greyish-white with sea salt and silica exuded by the ash. The lava sends up clouds of steam as it flows into the sea. In the lava crater, there was a constant red-hot lake of varying depth. It simmered continually, month after month, sometimes splashing lava high over the crater rim. Scientists made many journeys out to Surtsey to undertake many kinds of research, such as the collection of gases from the lava and the measurement of its density and conductivity, and in order to keep track of the eruption's progress and of any changes in the island. The lava flowed at first over the rim of the crater and then ran in streams which divided from time to time. The lava was constantly sending out new snouts, especially to the south, and the island continued to grow in spite of the fierce assaults of the sea. By early in 1965, the island had an area of about 1.5 square miles. By about the middle of October, the lava crater was an exceptionally impressive sight. The temperature in the lava lake is about 1150 degrees centigrade. From beneath the steaming crater walls run streams of lava, some fast-moving, others slow. Sometimes lava is splashed up through holes in the thin crust over the streams, forming so-called hernitos, hollow inside. This is all basalt lava, and therefore very fluid if the temperature is high enough, and it forms ropey pahur lava. It was always both exciting and fascinating to watch the relentless struggle between fire and water over the fate of Surtsey. Sometimes a broad river of lava poured into the sea, forcing it to retreat. More often, though, small lava streams ran down to low water mark. When the waves broke over these molten streams, their surface would crumble and a beach of volcanic sand be formed in front of them. So Surtur continually strengthens his defences against the ocean's assault. And in their shelter, the story of life begins on Iceland's southernmost outpost, Surtsey.